A lot of times you will have a lot of these contractors, the fly-by-night contractors, they'll come in, undercut the guys. They're obviously have all their insurances in place. They're investing money into, the structure of their system, WSIB, and have systems that allow them to grow long-term.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to one of our weekly roundups. I am Michelle from Visibility Boosters, and here is Pete from Visibility Boosters. And together we make up your local marketing agency. Today we thought, it's really important to talk about some of the services that we offer. A lot of times we're working with local businesses and they're asking all these great questions. And this is kind of like how we come up with what to talk about. Because I think as small business owners, we kind of feel like we're back in school, right? We're learning all these things and we're wearing all these hats, and it's nice to kind of have some information to kind of pull some resources on when you're researching. And our topic today is customer management systems. So this is one of our major services that we have here at Visibility Boosters. And a lot of the times we get is, what is a customer management system? So what would you say, Pete?
Well, I think before I dive into that, we've both ran multiple different businesses before. And, over time, we've kind of learned that, there needs to be some sort of a foundation in place that allows you to fully organize your business, whether that's just your operations, right? Your day-to-day tasks that you're dealing with, or even the way that your sales process is ran out, right? So over time, we've learned that there's something that we need. And, any business owner is in a certain stage of their journey where they realize, okay, I probably need this tool to send out invoices. I need this tool to maybe send out emails in an organized way, right? I should probably be posting on social media pretty frequently. And they end up, running all these multiple tools where, they run themselves very thin, right? Us as business owners, we want to be embedded in our business as much as possible to make sure that we're generating revenue for our business. We're able to look after our employees. We don't necessarily want to be, running multiple tools to make sure that we're providing all of these, tasks. We're taking care of all of these tasks in a proper way, like we need to be. So I think that both of us, we've kind of ran into sort of a scenario in our business where we realized, like, why am I running this tool, and this tool, where, there probably are some tools out there that help us automatically organize our leads, organize our customers, have the possibility of, emailing out to a certain list of our customers, following up properly when we provide quotes to somebody, like instead of, keep reminding ourselves, I should probably get back to that guy and find out why he hasn't got back to me.
How many times do you feel like you send out a quote request or you send a proposal and you're like, did I email them back? Did I follow up? And then you kind of get scattered because maybe your inbox is so clustered with all these different, emails from clients to employees to, resources that you're looking for, and you're just like, you can't find it. So I think really it comes down to the organization of your business, right? So not so much like working in the business, is working outside and seeing your business from, just let's say above an umbrella, where you can kind of see like all the different hubs that you're working on. Maybe you're running multiple different daily operations, right? You're in the trade. So, you have jobs in progress, or, you're ordering materials for some jobs. You need to know what's in queue. So I think that regardless of the business that you're in, when you reach that point where you're, like Pete said, like you're using different tools for all these different services that you need, you kind of think, oh my gosh, okay, wait a minute. Like, let me be more efficient here and effective. And also cost-wise, right? Like how much money is it like to run all these different tools?
Yeah, it's up quick
for your business, right? So I think that's like the number one thing where we sit down with a business, right? We kind of just like map it out.
Yeah, I think a big part of the discovery call, you can say, when we're dealing with a new potential customer is we provide value. We try to educate you on what is out there, right? in this our world that we're in, the technology is evolving so much, especially with all the AI tools that are available these days to agencies and business owners. There's so many handy tools that you can use to streamline your process. You're very well able to eliminate a lot of the things that your business doesn't need. You're able to automate a lot of things that your business needs instead of rely on things like sticky notes, Excel sheets, email inboxes. You just have all of these tools at your disposal that allow you to streamline all of these processes. So, I mean, get back to that initial question that you brought out is like, what is a customer management system? I mean, it's not necessarily just a customer management system, right? It could be a lead management system. It could be your operations management system, your sales process system. It is, in my opinion, and I'm sure your opinion as well, and a lot of our clients that utilize these tools on daily basis, they realize that these kind of tools are a core foundation of any business, right?
Yeah.
So I think the question, a lot of times arises is, me as a business owner, am I ready to have a customer management system implemented in my business?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like,
or what is where does my business need to be able to implement this into my business, right? Those are a lot of times the questions that we help the business owners answer.
Yeah, and I think there are a few fundamental, I would say, problems that businesses have that know you're ready to implement this, right? And we can kind of blast them off because we each work with different businesses, right, together. And I think for me, what I hear a lot is turning your lead into a customer. Like that lead generation, it's great. Like if we were to say, hey, we can get you 10 more leads a month, everyone in their business, like, yeah, sure, I want 10 more customers. But the thing is, when is it that point that you turn that lead into a customer? There's a lot of work that goes into it, right?
Right. Not every lead is in the same stage, right?
Exactly. So, right, we talk about that all the time. Like, talk about it a bit more because I don't think a lot of people maybe understand that at that moment, that when you per se are getting leads or putting ads out for leads, they're not always at the right time in the right buying cycle that you want them at, right? So if I were to say, hey, we're going to get 10 new leads a month and they're all going to buy at the same time. It's like going into a store and everyone's going to buy the same thing at the same time. That never happens, right? How many times have you walked into a store and you're like, I'm just browsing. And they come up to you like, do you need help? Like, no, I'm good. And then some people are like, yeah, I'm going to buy right now. You already know. So if you kind of like use that analogy of it online, the same thing. If I say I'm going to bring you 10 customers, they might not all buy at the same time. So how do we use a system?
Yeah, no, I mean that is a great point. A big part of our system is one is pre-qualifying the lead. So determining, basically, is this lead really just asking questions? Are they in the first stage of research, right? A lot of us these days have these handy tools, our phones, that allow us to quickly browse around, do a little bit of research, and educate ourselves a little bit more than rely on, the service providers. So sometimes we have leads that come through our cycle that are literally just, educating themselves a little bit. Maybe they don't have that emergency situation where they require a service right away, but they know over the next whatever period of time, they'll be ready to make this purchase. They'll be able to make an educational decision where, maybe we take that as an opportunity to provide this lead with the proper information, provide them with some sort of a content that's valuable instead of focusing on, hey, let's close this deal right now. So during that pre-qualification process, we're able to determine, okay, where in the buying cycle is this lead fall into, right? Whether they're just researching, they would be sort of categorized as, a lead that's only researching. So they would be, put in a category with those type of leads that are, provided with a certain type of nurturing sequence, right? And what is a nurturing sequence? Well, if we don't have customer management systems, we probably don't think about that too much, right? Where the customer management systems allow us to provide this valuable information to these potential clients, leads. We're able to educate them. We're able to keep on top of mind. And this sequence could be a very long-term type of sequence. It's
just like a marriage.
Right.
But if we think about it when it comes to like human, because a lot of times we understand like some of the terminology gets overhead, but if we think about how we nurture, our relationships, right? having a potential customer is just like another relationship that you have to nurture. No one's going to come to you and be like, I want to buy this. Okay, thank you very much. See you later. I'm not going to talk to you in 20 years, right? We want to make sure that they feel valued. They're offered the same, comfort knowing that we're the expert in the field. We don't just want to take a sale from them and then run, right? Like the IKEA commercial where he's like, start the car. It doesn't work like that, right? It's another relationship that you have to nurture. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, and I mean, that's a great point. And on the other hand, you might have the customers that are ready to go, but maybe we don't have a system in place that allows us to quickly follow up with them, right? Mm-hmm. So if somebody's searching for our services, they end up finding us on Google, they call our office or our number. And if I'm a contractor, I'm working out on a field on the tools, I'm not able to get to that call right now. Well, guess what? The customer could potentially be going down the list, and the searches they're going down because they do require answers to their questions fairly quickly. And we're all so busy these days. We're very impatient these days. These answers need to be provided to potential customers as quickly as possible to be able to gain that trust and conviction that we are the service provider that they're looking for. So. Again, if somebody reaches out to us, we need to have systems in place that allow us to quickly provide answers to the potential clients.
Yeah. I think another point would be inconsistent sales, right? When a business comes to us or potential client and, we ask questions about like, how many sales did you have this month or how many people did you quote for and how many sales did you convert? So like inconsistent sales where it's like, you have to dial in that sales process. There could be something missing, like maybe it's your follow-up sequence. Like Pete said, it's not just the leads that you're taking in that moment and turning and getting maybe to a call or booking, a free consultation. It's you provided them with a quote and now they're like crickets. Is it you? Is it them? Is it your system? Right?
Yeah, and a lot of times clients that we take on do not even really know those numbers, right? Like they're just kind of running through their business every day, go, and they don't put too much thought and effort into those things, to help them gather some data. How many quote requests did I receive this month, right? It goes down to the basics like, okay, how many visitors did I get to my website this month, right? What are some of the things that you could be doing to make sure that you're improving the number of visitors to your website per month? What are some of the things that you could be doing that would help you increase the number of inquiries coming to your business that are asking for, let's say, the quotes, right? And then when we do provide these quotes, what is our percentage of these quotes actually turning into customers? Those are very, very, very important numbers to know because they help us dial in and determine that process, right? Like from the time that somebody picks up, first of all, we need to get people to that point where they're aware that you exist, right? So they are picking up the call and they're calling you or they're submitting a form on your website. There needs to be some steps put in place to make sure that your potential customers know that you exist and they're able to easily reach out to you through whatever channel is out there these days. Again,
another conversation because...
Right? You don't want to dive too deep with that one.
Don't go deep in that. Let's just stick to customer management system because that's also something that we need to highlight. But our system...
what I was trying to get to is, sorry to cut you off, is that it is important with customer management system, since all of the channels that your business is putting yourself out there, you're able to easily determine how many form inquiries came in this month, how many calls did we receive this month, right? How many people contacted us through social media channels, right? How many people contacted us through email? How many people contacted us through chat features? Now, those are very important numbers because now you can look at the summary of your month and see, okay, out of these conversations that came in, they were qualified as leads, right? Because we pre-qualified them. We provided them with a quote. Now, this is the number of inquiries they came in. And at the end of the month, we have 0 sales.
Yeah, you're right.
What's the problem?
Yeah, it could be multiple things, but a lot of times, right, from our experience, we see that we're not following up with them, right? And I hear this all the time, right? It's like, oh, they said no, not now. But that doesn't mean that it was your quote. It may have been that they're not ready at this time, like we're going back to, right? So there's multiple different ways because every time that you provide a quote or proposal and they say no, where's that file going? Where is that going, right? Do we just evaporate it? Like that's someone that actually was semi-interested in your services. Something maybe in their time of their life, it didn't work out. Maybe it was your quote. Maybe it just wasn't the right time, but what do we do, right?
Yeah.
And, a lot of times we tell our clients is that we want to nurture them, like Pete said. So maybe we send them more valuable information through an email. So it's adding another way to kind of grab their attention, to communicate with them in a different way, right? Everyone communicates differently these days, and we're bombarded with so many things. But like Pete was mentioning, that if you are visible online, you have your social media dialed in, you're on Google, you have great ranking, your website's user friendly, mobile friendly, and you're just thinking like my sales, right? It could just be that one thing that you're missing is your follow-up system.
Yeah.
Correct?
No, I agree 100%. Following up is very important. Even if you do not get the sale, it is super important to find out why did we not get the sale.
Yeah.
And the customers will tell you, listen, your price was too high. No problem. It's nothing wrong with knowing what the problem is, right? As long as you can start working toward it. And then you can ask questions like, well, I understand my price was higher, but were you comparing apples to apples, right? A lot of times one contractor comes in and quoting you something totally different than the other contractor is quoting you. So it's always a good idea to have some sort of a follow-up system in place that allows you to determine why is it that we're, one, not getting the sale? What is it that we could be doing to make sure that we're getting the sale, or at least that we're continuing further in that conversation? A lot of times you will have a lot of these contractors, the fly-by-night contractors, they'll come in, undercut the guys. They're obviously have all their insurances in place. They're investing money into, the structure of their system, WSIB, and have systems that allow them to grow long-term. But then a lot of times the consumers just don't have the education that they need to be able to make an educated decision, because the fly-by-night guy came by $2,000 lower than you. Maybe we need to provide a little bit more extra value. And how we find out that we need to provide a little bit more value and content in a perspective to help to educate these customers is through the follow-up sequences. We provide a quote, a couple days later we follow up. We don't hear back, we follow up again 3 days later, 7 days later, a month later. Sometimes you don't know, people just get so busy and caught up in their day-to-day lives with kids, sports, vacation, work stressors, home stressors, and sometimes they put some of these things on the back pan. And if you're the one that's consistent with touching point, keeping on top of mind when they are ready to actually continue on with that particular service, you would be the first one on top of mind because you've put systems in place that allow you to do that. And
a lot of the sales are made on the 6th follow-up. Like 85% or more sales are made on the 6th follow-up. That means that it's not a hole in one. A lot of times we're like, oh my gosh, you're going to get this sale, boom, done one time. That's rare. And if it's happening to you, amazing. But that's really not how it works. Like I said, everyone has their own, priorities in their life. And even though they're reaching out, they want a home renovation or they're trying to change something in their business, they want it. But sometimes because we're so inundated, we need to be reminded. Okay, just like you remind your kid to clean their room nonstop, that's how adults are, is that like we got so much going on. So it's not that it's a reflection of you. It's just maybe your process isn't dialed in as much to give them those constant reminders, right? So Pete, what would you say is what to look out for, like in customer management systems, like when you're choosing one? And I will say that anyone can go online and purchase a system. It's right? It's not about, can you go online and find a management system to implement into your business? Absolutely you can, just with anything. But I think what we do differently, and you may agree, is we kind of educate you on why you're using this, right? We pride ourselves on that local team where it's like we are going to kind of hold your hand and really kind of teach you the tool. I think that's major, especially in adult learning, right? Like, I know we're talking about business, but like as businesses and business owners, you want to know why you're doing something and why it's beneficial to your business and how to use it so you can possibly educate and bring on new employees, correct?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, to answer that question, what customer management system to choose, I understand and I realize that it is a very complicated question to ask or answer to somebody that is just exploring these avenues, but they're not quite sure, what all these customer management systems are able to fulfill. That's why I would advise you to reach out if you do have any questions. We'll be more than happy to sit down with you and explain to you, kind of look at your business, where you're at, what are some of the tools that you're currently using, and help and guide you through the process of making sure that you make the right choices. But some of the main things that I would focus on that we see that a lot of the clients that we take on, they've even been in business for 20 years, some of the things that are crucial, in our opinion, that they lack is the organization of these lists of the people that have reached out to them in the past, right? So if we've gone and invested our time as business owners into going to somebody's home to provide them with an assessment or a quote, this is time out of our business that's costing us money to go to somebody's home. Why not take the extra steps to organize that information? I see it all the time where even today you have business owners that, get an email on their form. It's inside of their inbox. They print out some information or scribble into their notepad. They go to somebody's house. They provide them with a quote, never hear back. And now that contact is lost, right? It's gone. You can never reach out back to them unless you remember that particular person 3 years later. It's gone. So organization of customers, organization of lead lists is, in my opinion, number one priority. So you need to make sure that you have a system in place that allows you to streamline that process without as much manual input as possible. So, all your forms, like I've already mentioned, the chat features, calls. If somebody calls your business, you want to make sure that's automatically coming into your system. And it's just a matter of us or one of your team members to update that information when the call comes in, filling up the first name, last name, maybe some notes about what happened with that contact, what kind of a lead, this is. Are they ready to go? They're just shopping around. It is very, very important to kind of streamline that process. So organizing a customer list is one of my most important things, and making sure that we're capturing all the calls, emails, and social media communications into one location. Of course, now that we have this list in our hands, we see all the time that we have different clients that are using tools like, let's say, MailChimp, to reach out to their customer base by the occasional email sequence or email campaign outreach. Very important to do that as well. But how can you do that without an organized list? Our customer management systems allow you to do that all from one location. You can automatically segment your list based on tags, where these lists are coming from, based on what stage of the customer's journey these leads are in. You can filter that list and send them out an email or SMS campaign based on where they are. So that's also very important. I mean, the list of tools and tasks that are within a customer management system is very, very long. It all depends on the stage that you're at with your business. If you want to be posting to you maybe are posting to your social media channels on a regular basis. Are you just doing that through Facebook? Are you only doing that through Instagram?
Yeah.
Customer management systems these days allow you to connect all of your social media channels into one location and set them all up in there and schedule them from one location everywhere, right? A lot of businesses don't even know that you should be posting to Google Business Profile. You can connect your Google Business Profile, post there on a regular basis. So it all depends on which stage of growth you are within your business. Depends what kind of team you have and what some of these tasks are that maybe some of your team members could be taking on. You have plenty of tools available that could be initiated from one customer management system. What are the things that I'm missing there? Another thing that just ran to my mind is reputation management, right? Of course, when we provide a quote, we want to find out why did we get the job or why didn't we get the job, right? That's always a good thing to know. But what about when we complete a job and we want to get a feedback on what the customer thought about, the service that we have provided, right? Yeah. Again, another beautiful thing that we can do is automate this process, ask for feedback. If the feedback is great, we can also go the step above and ask for a review on Google. That helps us with organic growth.
I think it's important that, anytime you're looking to implement a software into your business, you talk with people that are helping you manage it. Like Pete said, if you ever have questions about implementing customer management system where you are in your business, we'd be happy to talk and walk you through, because it's not so much as, hey, call 1-800 number, you're going to implement this. Okay, bye, you're on your merry way. It's a lot of a learning process and educating you on why and how you're going to implement it. And
I want to add to that because, again, I get to the point where us as business owners, we want to be focusing on things that are generating revenue for us, right? So that would be something like focusing on the growth of our business, on what we operate on day to day. The other thing is, these customer management systems, they're very customizable. So now you as a business owner, you can go ahead and find a customer management system. But to be honest, the learning curve to learn how this customer management system operates, how to customize it to your business is a full-time job itself. So I think that's where that connection is, where working with a digital marketing agency that focuses on developing a customer management system that works for you is very, very important. And I think, kind of just to pick off what Michelle is saying here, this is what we pride ourselves on. We actually embed ourselves into your business. We find out over the span of first few weeks, how is it that you currently run your business, right? What are some of the things that we can streamline? What is the sales process in your business? How is what team member get notified on what based on what happens, right? Like all of these things is something that we look at that help us build out a customer management system that automatically notifies the right channels based on where, let's say, these leads are coming from or the sales are coming from, who needs to be notified, what material needs to be ordered. All of this would be built out very custom based on your business's operation.
So I think, right, just, piggyback off of you, it's important, right, to be informed and know exactly why you're using this. The more apt you are to understanding something, the more apt you are to using it. And we empower our business owners to actually grow their business, right? Not just kind of stay within it. We actually empower them to, actually work outside the business and grow it. And using a tool like a customer management system allows you to automate and really kind of work effectively, so you're not doing the day-to-day tasks that are repetitive that also can be outsourced. So hopefully that kind of answers some sort of questions about customer management systems. We definitely are eager to help you kind of implement this into your business. So if you're interested and want to just have a chat over coffee, we'd be happy to bring you in. Hopefully you like our weekly roundups, and we have more topics coming your way. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.